to BRL's ACC Xbox Division. We're here for round number 3 in the very drenched Silverstone circuit. I'm XF1, and we're going to take you on a journey tonight in this soaked racetrack. So many puddles, so much rain to come tonight, and it should be a good one, to say the least. We're going to see a huge skill gap in drivers. We're going to see a lot of self-spins and a lot of mistakes from some normally very consistent drivers. So 14 cars here for tonight, and it's going to be a good one, I can tell you that much. So different conditions than we've had for the past it would be 12 races now since we've had a wet race. It would be the opener at the Nürburgring circuit last season. So it's been quite some time since we have had a wet race, and I know there's a couple that are excited for it and a lot that are not. So we're gonna jump straight in, and hopefully it'll be a good one. We already have a car off, I saw, I believe, in Hulk Smash, but can't verify that one. We'll hop on board Cold Carnival in his Lamborghini, currently sitting in P4, enjoying a bit of these wet conditions. You can get a driver's perspective of how treacherous these conditions really are tonight. How bad these conditions truly are. There's a car off right in front of Cold Carnival as he hits the S section. You can see just how bad it's going to be tonight. You can really not use a lot of curb because it is very, very treacherous on them. You can see in the bottom right hand corner of your screen his throttle and his traction control and ABS are both at 6. Usually these guys run it around 3, so they've doubled it for tonight to make sure that they can keep these things on all 4 wheels tonight. Carnival is dead even with his previous lap. You can see getting a nicer exit to their chicane. A bit more hesitant on the right. Oh, hit the red sausage curb on that left-hand side. Still going to be able to continue his lap. Got about halfway to go through it, like F1 where this is the finish line. We've still got an entire section to go in ACC. And while he finishes up his lap here, I'll get our point standings up. Valid there for Carnival, and I'll grab. We'll hop. Let's get a better angle here. There we go. And we'll go with Mr. Phantom, who missed last night. He's starting the lap, or actually through the lap. So point standings wise, 56 points is currently the top. It is the maximum points you could get through 2 rounds, and it's held by Juggernaut, currently 3rd right now in the Lexus. John in 2nd, 48 points. He's come 2nd in both races to Jug, so he sits there with 48 points in his Mercedes. Stolowski a 3rd and 4th through the first 2 rounds, 38 points. Butch Giblett a 7th and a 3rd, 34 points. Calzone 4th and a 10th, 29 points. Neymar 6th, 5th and 9th with 28. Game Stopper 27 points. Hulk Smash 22. Cold Carnival 22. Skeppy with 20. He's hoping for a big bounce back race this weekend. Arabian Killer in 11th with 17. Gucci Lucci 12th with 15. Stylo in 13th with 14 points. Phantom missed last week. He's only done round 1. He has 13 points from an 8th place finish. And Feta, Redeemer, Soviet Valkyrie, Fuki4, Ethan, and Riley Whisper round out your top 20 in the points. So, yeah, it's going to be an interesting one, especially tonight. It might be a bit of a mix-up towards the midfield, and we don't really know the consistency of a lot of these guys. So, it'll be fun to watch. I see you guys in chat. Hello, Ritzy. Hello, Ichigo. I hope you guys are enjoying your college experience away from home. I was just rambling on the points. I couldn't exactly get to you guys. You can see already we've got a huge spread in the gaps. We've got a 2:14.4 by Skeppy, which is quite a competitive time already. At the pole position spot, Jug and John right next to each other as they've been all season. Carnival, Stolowski are way back then, and then it's more gaps to Phantom, Gucci, Feta, Echo, Deer, and then GameStopper. The bottom 3 have not set times yet. Taylor is the safety car for tonight. Yeah, I know college is a bit boring. Driver to watch. Driver to watch. I'm gonna have to go with this guy right here. Currently 6th in the standings. He's been waiting so long for one of these type of races, and he's finally gotten it. So I think if he can stay, and he's going to donuts in the pit lane. This is why he's one to watch, because he does great stuff. Anyways, continuing on, he's been waiting for one of these races, and I think if he stays out of trouble tonight, unlike the finish of last weekend, he should be in a good spot to maybe even grab a surprise podium tonight. We'll see. But these top 3 look quite separated from the field. Carnival's put in a good time to move up into 4th. So not too bad from him. Stolowski, I saw a little bit in practice when I was joining the server and setting things up. He was not having a fun time with things in his Lambo. But we'll see if he can get it rectified. If he's made any last-minute setup changes. SA due at 11:59. Yeah, that sounds about right. I had one due on Friday. Any of these people racing with a Fanatec D2 wheel? I don't think so. Yeah, I don't believe anyone is. Most will be on Dustmasters and a few on the Logitech. I know you're looking for settings, aren't you? Because you want to get into this. That is, yeah, that's basically what Chandler bought, yeah. So, he's waiting for that to come in. Ichigo says, watch out for Calzoner. Well, he was one who was close to Neymar last week as well. They made the final couple laps of Hungary interesting, to say the least. So, we'll see if those two can cause some upsets tonight. Yeah, welcome everybody join. Obviously getting the ping in the servers. We got that bot back up and working. See Taco back in here. Ritzy and Ichigo have been here. Hopefully an exciting one tonight with all this wet weather that we're going to have. Slowski just starting another lap here. We'll hop on board so you can see his deltas real quickly. Oh, very wide through Stowe, though. Might lose him a bit of time, but not too bad compared to his previous best of a 2:17.8. So he's looking to find some time. I know he popped that sausage curb before. It looks like he's done much better this time around, and he's on a much better lap already. Two tenths up now. See how careful he has to be on that throttle pedal in the bottom corner, lifting heavily and now hard on the brakes down. Make sure you get that car rotated through this mini chicane. Again, make sure that car is rotated before you slam down on that throttle. Make sure you get the traction down. He's 5 tenths up now on his best time. We'll see if he jumps up any positions or if he just gets closer to the group of cars ahead. Windshield wiper going crazy there as he heads into the final 2 corners on this racetrack. Brooklyn's final corner. Make sure you grab as much time as you can on this exit. Looks like he hasn't maximized it to its fullest potential. It'll be about a 6/10 improvement for Slowski. We'll see where this puts him on the board. It'll stay in 5th place, but gets much, much closer to those guys ahead. He's now got to find 8 more tenths to get to 4th place teammate Carnival. And it's gotten really tight at the top here as we were focused on Slowski. 200ths between Skeppy and John and Jug also 3 tenths back. This is going to be really, really close for pole here, as I believe we've got Jug coming through. Is he on a lap? He is. He's pretty much dead even heading into the final 2 corners, so we'll stick with him for the time being. Yes, we have very treacherous conditions tonight, and it's sticking around for the race, so this will be fun, I can tell you that much. For us, at least. Maybe not for them. Final corner for Jug. It doesn't look like it's going to be it might be an improvement as he gets a good exit. It's going to be just shy of an improvement. Yeah. So Jug, he knows he's got time in that. He knows he could get closer to that top 2. John now coming into the final sector invalid, so he'll be starting a lap. Is Skeppy on a lap as we speak? No, he is not. He is also going to be starting one. Is there anyone else? Gucci Lucci off at turn 1. Feta is struggling a little bit getting to grips with these conditions. I know he just got home, he said, so he's a little bit off. Neymar Calzone are 2 to watch tonight. No time set yet from those 2. We're going to hop on, I believe John is on a lap, and holy cow, he's up a lot here as we'll get some helicopter cam footage through Maggots and Beckett's here. A little bit wide through the first apex. That's going to lose him about a 1/10 of a second, but we'll see if he can carry it out through Chapel. And yes, he is. He's going to be able to carry a decent amount of speed. Oh, a big snap of oversteer, though. And that will do that lap in. And he'll have to go again. We're getting to the final minutes of qualifying here. 8 to go. And is Skeppy starting a lap? Yes, he is starting one. Making sure he keeps it on that black and white curb. Make sure it stays valid at turn 1 and now through turn 2, 3, 4, and 5. Make sure you guys go vote in our prediction for qualifying. Will Skeppy hold on to provisional pole? I'm going to have to put my money on no. I'm going to say John or Jug are going to steal this in the final couple minutes here. Skeppy looks to be quite a ways down, as a lot of these guys have not been electing to get as close to that inside curve as possible through Stowe, and I'm wondering if that's just because of the puddles on the inside curbing there, making sure that they keep the car stable. Car off, I believe that's feta cheese off on the track, letting Skeppy by. Skeppy's still 3/10 down. Finding some time now. We'll see, does he have anything in this final section of the lap to pull out a incredible comeback of a lap. Well, if you all vote for no, then nobody's going to gain points here. You know what? There. I'm going to win big. Watch that. 1%. Look at that. Skeppy has found a bit of time at the end of this lap. We'll see if he can get it hooked up. Jug is a couple tenths down. That's the thing about this racetrack. That hardest section to master is Magus Beckett's Chapel section. So it's right at the beginning of the lap, so you'll know straight away whether or not you'll be able to get an improvement on your lap. Here's Jug now. Interesting to note, he's running way less traction control than a lot of other competitors tonight. He feels confident in that Lexus's ability to get him cleanly through in this wet weather. But it doesn't look like it's going to be an improvement on this lap. Is John improving? No. Also down 2.5 tenths. So maybe the track worsening a little bit here as we get towards the final couple minutes of quali, and maybe you guys all just absolutely threw away all of your points. Deer Hunter and Feta close together as well. Deer, that might have been valid. No, it isn't. He's pretty much dead even with his best lap time of the night. Nice braking zone for Deer Hunter, and he will find a bit of time on the exit here. About a tenth up on his best time. He'll pull away from Feta. I don't believe he'll pass anybody if he can keep this time up. Four minutes to go, and we're getting to the final moments. Oh, that's really wide from Deer Hunter. That's going to finish that lap up. We'll see. I believe Feta is somewhat close behind him, as well as Skeppy. Is Skeppy improving? Oops. No, he's going to be starting a lap. So we'll get some car action. See if Feta's got anything. No, he's down. He's not on a flyer. Anybody else on the racetrack? No, from Jug. Is John on a good one? Yes, he is. He's on a good one. Pretty much dead even through the Vale chicane, and now heading down the Lewis Hamilton straight. Oh, did not take that apex very well. You heard that lift. He almost clattered that sausage curb on the inside, and that probably is John's lap over. Yes, it will be. He's not improving 5 tenths from here. Skeppy on a good one. Yes, he is. He's following Deer Hunter, though. That could be an issue for some dirty air / impeding. We'll see how it goes. I believe Deer is also on a lap, so he's not going to yield. A bit deep for Skeppy into the Vale chicane. Make sure you hook up that second apex, but yeah, did not get the first one, and he's lost himself 4 tenths. You see how easy it is to find and lose time around here. in the wet. Oh, Deer Hunter goes for a spin. So nothing doing from Skeppy, and we're running out of time here for these guys to find some time in these laps. Here comes Phantom for the first section of the lap. He looks like he's hooked up the final section decently. He's 0.3 down. Nobody is finding time right now, and it's looking like all your points are going to go to me. Lucci down on this time. Is anybody else? Neymar Calzoner and Sylvia Valkyrie has just hopped in session in the Aston Martin at the back. They will not be setting qualifying times tonight. They'll be starting from the rear of the field. We'll see how that works for them. I believe it works okay because, well, it's not a sprint race, that's for sure, and there's going to be some carnage tonight, I can assure you that. Here is John on a lap heading to the chicane. Hooked up the first section decently. He's still pretty much, he's lost about a tenth, and again through that chicane did not get the rotation that he needed. And again, it does not get the rotation. So that is that lap done. He's going to have maybe one more shot if he can get back to the line. I don't know if he will, though. Skeppy is up in the dying moments. He's found some time through the first section. Looking up this time, the chicane. Maybe a little bit too hesitant on the way in, but he's going to find a bit of time on the exit. 2/10 up. Make sure you hook up that curb nicely. 2/10 up now as he heads down Hamilton Straight through F1's Sector 1. You'll know it as lift and a third gear. Making sure you hook up this. Make sure you get all the way to the left-hand side. Brake hard down to first. Hook up that right-hand curb. Quali is over. Did John get back to the line? We'll see in a moment here. But right now, Skeppy is looking to improve his pole margin. Not great through there. And, oh, that's a bit too far on the throttle. And Skeppy, after finding 2/10, is going to throw it away in the dying moments. John did not get to the line. Jug has quit out of qualifying. The only two that could beat Skeppy's pole time is Feta and Gucci Lucci. Feta now through the final sector. A little bit sketchy on the way in for Feta. You could see the car shook around. And now looking to grab an exit. Is he even improving on this lap? We'll find out. He needs to find even just half a tenth to try and get Deer Hunter. Feta does improve, and he'll put himself up to 7th place. And now we just wait to see if Gucci Lucci is improving on his time as he heads into the final sector. Bit deep. Final straight, back straight, hang straight. Gucci Lucci is looking to maybe snag that P7 off of Feta if his lap has been good enough. If he even gets to the line, that is, and he won't. So that's it for qualifying. Skeppy is going to hold on to pole, and I have just made 9,000 channel points from you fools. Thank you all. I bet 100 points and I just made 9,000. That's how you gamble. So that top 3 looks really solidified tonight. Skeppy barely holds on to pole from his time earlier in the session over John, over Jug, and then it's a gap back to Carnival, Stolowski, Phantom, Feta, Gucci Lucci, Deer, Echo, Hulk, Smash, Game Stopper, and then the rest who did not set times. I believe it'll be Stylo, Neymar, Calzoner, Rattly Whisper, and Valkyrie rounding out the field, if I'm not wrong. No, I always believed in Skep, don't worry. Never doubted it. So now we'll have a bit of a break between our quali and race. It'll be about 3 or so minutes. Get their last
Alright, there's some rain in this session,
few
so watch out for
setup
breakouts and remember to brake earlier.
last few setup changes in. They'll get their fuel situation situated. Yeah, the ping isn't very good again tonight. I don't know why. 2 weeks in a row, but hopefully it's manageable. The 2 Mercs on the front row, followed by the Lexus, followed by 2 Lamborghinis, an Audi, another Lamborghini. It'll be the Ferrari of Gucci Lucci next, and then Deer Hunter in a Lambo as well. Echo in the Audi, Ferrari follows him. The Bentley, only one in the race. Lexus for Neymar, Calzoner, and Taylor is our safety car, so he doesn't count. Calzoner in the Merc Soviet Valkyrie runs out the field in the Aston Martin. So these guys making sure they get their final setups in, making sure they got their strategies down pat tonight. Remember, 1 hour race in the top right hand corner. You can see that timer countdown. You can see all the track conditions as well up there. But on the left-hand side of your screen, you see next to their driver numbers, you'll see the orange box with the 1 in it. That means they have to make a mandatory pit stop in this race. Once that box goes green, you'll see it. And that means they will have had their mandatory stop done for tonight. There is no pit window that they have to obey, but it's just whether... It's just, when do you want to do it? Do we get a safety car early where everybody gets a bailout and we just have a straight sprint finish? Or do we get a late safety car where some have already pitted and others will get a bailout to a fun strategy call? Race not started. Hoops put 5K on. Yes, there will be a safety car in the first lap. Will anyone go against that? Tacos put 2K on yes as well. It's gonna be this is a big first lap in many regards. 20 seconds until we get this one underway. It'll be again the 2 red Mercs getting us off the line.
10 seconds.
I know Skeppy said he was running that paint livery for his very own BRL ACC. So we get rolling. You can see the ping already not great, but we'll make it work tonight, hopefully. Everybody getting into their spots, making sure to try and get their tires as warm as possible before we get going here. Will we see a safety car on the first lap? Will we see a couple spins? Who will lead out of turn 1? All these questions answered in the next couple
Green
seconds.
light, give it all you can.
And we're underway here. A drive-through for Valkyrie and Hulk Smash already, so not the starts they would have wanted. But through turn 1, it'll be John taking over the race lead from Skeppy, and he will clear him heading into Maggots and Beckett's. It's a top 2 breakaway Jug, and Carnival did not get great starts off the line. We'll have to make sure we follow along behind. Do we see any spinners through the first section of track? The moment I don't see anything, it looks like everybody's taking it very easy to start off. It looks like a lot of single file. John has pulled a bit of a gap to Skeppy, who's pulled a gap to Jug, and a little further back though, it's chaos as Phantom goes down the inside of Gucci Lucci into Stowe. Still side by side on the exit. Gucci runs wide, but Phantom is going to be able to carry that speed and take the position away. It looks like everybody but Soviet Valkyrie have gotten away well and are still in this race, so a lot of channel points in jeopardy right now. I should have voted again. Yeah, out front, looks like John's pulling a gap, and that top 3 is already making a case to make it a 3-car race. And we might have already seen our podium finishers tonight, but we have a long way to go and quite a lot of laps to make mistakes. So we will see how it goes. And as I say that, I apologize, Phantom. That's a curse and a half as he does a little half spin to get underway. Sorry, Phantom. Won't want to watch that one back, that's for sure. But he'll lose a couple positions from that as they round the final couple corners. Now as we jump back up, it looks very close at the front here between the 2 Mercedes. I don't think we're seeing a safety car at lap 1, guys. I think that'll be a negative on the prediction. Pit lane is open for anybody that wants to make a lap 1 stop and put wets on. Maybe even fix a bit of damage if they have. But close between these 2 out front. John and Skeppy. Maggots and Beckett's now. Helicam when we'll get it going. Well, don't worry. We got an hour. Hulk Smash is in the pit lane serving his drive-through, so he'll be off the pace to start this race. We'll see how he goes further down the line. That is an interesting battle a little further back here between Echo, Phantom, Calzoner. Neymar has fallen off the back of them as well as Game Stopper. And I'm looking for a move. Can't really find a way around just yet. He did have the spin last lap, so he is a little bit further down the order than what he would have liked to be. And yeah, he was about where Gucci Lucci is, and now fighting Calzoner and Echo for 9th place. Calzoner, and actually Phantom's looking for a move up the inside, trying to make Echo outbrake himself a little bit. He has done, but that's been a contact between the 2. Echo with the half spin where Phantom half spun a lap earlier, and Phantom's gonna have some front end damage, that's for sure. And Calzoner will look to get by. We'll see, but for right now I need the names until we get a little bit more spread out, because it gets tough trying to figure out which car is which. But we got a couple battle packs happening already. It looks like Valkyrie did not start this race. some issues there. Echo, yeah, drops down and gets passed by Calzone, Neymar, Game Stopper. Phantom has stayed out. I'm not sure how bad that damage is going to be. We will see. It's close over here between Gucci Lucci and Deer Hunter. And Deer has got by Gucci Lucci, who is now going to be under some pressure from Phantom. What are we thinking? Are we going to have a safety car before halfway? I think we have a good chance of that, as Gucci Lucci runs wide again. Here comes Phantom into the chicane, looking for a move down the inside. Does he have the space? Yes, he does. Gucci leaves it on the outside for the second half of the chicane, but can he get the run out? Here comes Calzone in the fray as well. It looks like Gucci Lucci very tight on the apex there, is going to lose the spot to Phantom. Does he lose it to Calzone as well? He's looking to the outside, and yes, he will get it. So Gucci loses 2 spots in about 1 chicane, so not the start he would have wanted to this one. Still keeping a close eye on that front 3. It looks like Skeppy and John and the Mercs have a bit more pace than the Lexus of Jug at the moment. So it's going to be a rough one to see if Jug can make it 3 in a row. Make sure you guys go check out that prediction. Will there be a safety car before the pit stops to happen? That's a tough one to call, because I don't know when these guys are going to pit. It could be now, it could be in about 40 minutes. We just don't know what's going to happen. Can't make him gamble again. He's already lost too much money. Well, one in the pit lane, that'll be Hulk Smash. And you can see his box has turned green, meaning he has made his mandatory stop of the night. And you can see Phantom and Calzone through Maggots and Beckett's now out to the hangar straight. I swear it's not an addiction, guys. It's just gotta gamble my points. Guys starting to spread a little bit, but a little bit further behind them, it's going to be Neymar and Gucci getting into a bit of a battle. That Ferrari livery looks pretty nice with that color pattern on the side, kind of that gradient. Neymar in that Lexus squad with Jug stealing the setups off of him, looking to find a way around for P9. Gucci gets onto the grass, but Neymar looked to be a little bit too far back to capitalize on that. So Gucci, I think, is going to be able to stick in P9 for now. We'll hop back up to the front battle. So we have a yellow flag, 2 yellow flags. Is that Hulk Smash on the back straight? We had said someone else as well. It might have been Deer Hunter off and now behind Calzone? Question mark? Calzone in the lane, and so is that's Phantom in the Audi. So those two jumping into the lane early, looking to get an undercut going. So it'll be, for the prediction, it'll be once the cycle is complete. Do we have a safety car before or before the last person goes to make their stop? We'll jump back out front with John, who's still holding off. And we actually have a little bit of a battle. I believe that is Gucci and Neymar once again. Neymar good through this first section of racetrack, as Gucci is outbroken himself. You could definitely tell that car was getting in too hot, as Neymar is going to be able to sweep right around the outside and take what is now P7. So, yeah, no, there is no pit window. It's just whenever you want to make your stop, you can make it. So, yeah, you can go as long as you want. You can pit straight away. It does not matter as long as you can make the tires work. So, this prediction could be up for a while, that's for sure. Yeah, Neymar will jump up to 7th. Now has to try and chase down Feta for P6. Feta's had a quiet rise up the order, up into 6th. Jump back to the leaders as Jug is actually closing in a little bit on these guys. You can see him in the frame in the bottom right corner there. And he's going to be looking to sneak into this one. Not outright dominant as he's been these last 2 weeks. He's had a couple challenges from others in the past 2 races, but he was always in or like just around that lead. He was never the third car in line. He was never really fighting 2 guys at once. It was always him and someone else, whether it be John or Skeppy. But now it looks like he's faced his match here in the wet in Silverstone. The Lexus not handling to his perfect ideal condition. I mean, this isn't really anyone's ideal condition around here, I can tell you that much. It's like monsoon weather out there. These guys, you can see a bit of a spray, but it's definitely not nearly as bad from the commentary booth as it is for these guys out on the racetrack, I could tell you that, so. Yeah, I figured this race was going to spread out, but didn't expect it to this fast. At least we've got the most important battle on the racetrack very close. So close between these two, you can just see. I think Skeppy's got a little bit more pace at this moment in time. I don't know. It's very even. Jug is, by the way, he's just maintaining his about 1.2 to 1.3 second gap. He always peeks his head in right at that moment. I've heard it go both ways. I don't know Silverstone or Silverstone. I know because of the English accent that they have, it's easier to say Silverstone, just quicker off the tongue for them. But I don't know if that's technically correct or if that's just a bit of slang coming out of it. I'll have to ask. I know one guy who goes to school like right outside the racetrack, so he looks outside his classroom window and he can hear a race car on a test track day. So I'll have to ask him. I'll definitely have to inquire about that. Get back to you guys. Yeah, this fight's it's not been entertaining passing wise, but it's entertaining to see the gap close and expand, and you know, now Jug has gotten up to these guys. John's stretched out a little bit to Skeppy. He's had a bad lap, but now it's getting close between these two. So Jug, Skep, and John. I think this might go down to the wire. No safety car yet, and we really haven't had that many spins. It's just been a lot of people a little bit more off pace than usual, whether that's practice or just not in tune with these conditions. Oh, Jug goes really deep, and that's not going to work on the cutback either. The traction is going to limit him. So it is like a slang. I see. I've just always said Silverstone just because that's what I've heard. But yeah, I don't know. But it's interesting to think about. So 3 guys have actually made pit stops. Sulk and Calzone are a couple laps down, so they're kind of out of this one, unfortunately, unless they get that beloved safety car. But Phantom has made his stop, and he's going for a massive undercut on the rest of the field. 43 minutes to go. We're about a quarter ways through, and your top 3 are still only separated by about 2 seconds. So well, it's been good to watch between these guys. We have a bit of a battle happening a little further back here as, oh, that's really close. I think that was contact between Gucci and Feta. Gucci has to run wide. Feta's going to get the position, a bit of a NASCAR style bump and run we saw right there from Feta. He'll jump up into P7. As I believe Neymar and Stolowski also side by side, all kicking off here right now, as Neymar will get by Stolowski and on his charge up through the field into the top 5. I told you he was one to watch tonight, and he's proving me right. That's close between the two. Yeah, it's interesting because you don't realize how much slang you pick up from, well, either accent depending on where you're from. It's an interesting topic as we have a yellow flag. Who is that? Is that Hulk? Yes, it is off again at the end of Beckett's. And is he stranded in the grass here? Hasn't moved and now does. As another yellow flag just ahead of him as well. Is that, yes, it is Stolowski off at turn 1. And oh, watch out, that's close between Stolowski and Feta. Or Deer Hunter, sorry, that was Deer. I'm confused now because I don't know where Stolowski was and now where he is. But that was a spin for him, definitely. We'll see where he drops at the end of this split. I believe it'll just be one position, but he'll drop off of Neymar. So the mistakes starting to creep in. 20 minutes in, it's getting tough. And where... Oh, it was really close between Skeppy and Jug before. But it looks like they've had a bit of a coming together. And that's a slow Skeppy. as another spinner ahead. That's, I believe, Phantom with a half spin. Skeppy letting Jug by, question mark. Letting John get ahead. Is a safety car coming out? It doesn't look to be the case. A bit confused on that one. Interesting from Skeppy letting Jug go by, maybe contact between the two or an illegal overtake of sorts. But it'll be Jug up to P2. John will extend his lead now, and we'll see if these guys have anything to say about it, because it's going to be a difficult task to try and close up to him. We've seen they haven't been able to get by him just yet, so I'm wondering if we're going to see any interesting strategy from these guys coming up towards the halfway mark. Can do. He is this one. Can we? I can't see it, unfortunately. Make sure to use more of that in the future, because I always forget it's a thing that you can use. And especially when the race gets spread out, we can sometimes see what happens on spins and stuff. But unfortunate for now. That's a spin up ahead. Who is that? It looked like John for a second, but I believe that's just a lap car. Might be Phantom. Yes, it is. So Phantom around just ahead of the leader. It looked okay. Another half spin for Phantom. Not having the greatest day. Stolowski has made his scheduled pit stop, and he has jumped Phantom, and he'll move into 11th place for now as he'll get those tires warmed up. I heard a bit of rumor that the overcut's what you want to use to your advantage tonight, but I'm not sure how valid that is, or how much trash talking that the drivers were doing pre-race to try and bait out a couple drivers' strategy. Yeah, unfortunate for Phantom, not the day he would have wanted, and he might be done for the night. Close between these two still. Jug and Skep still your closest battle on the racetrack, so we get to watch them. We'll hop on board Skep. And you can really see from this perspective the spray that these guys have to deal with. Not only the little bit of dirty air that they'll be picking up, but the tire treads leaving watermarks all over the windshield. They got the wipers on high, and they are making sure that they keep their cars out of trouble tonight. But Skep looks very close to the back of Jug now. Can he get a move? To Brooklands. See, they're about 5 seconds back to John. Carnival's about 8 seconds off of these guys, and then it's a big drop off all the way to Neymar, Gucci, and Deer Hunter towards the back. But yeah, this is just insane how much spray there is on that. It's so difficult to pass if you don't have a faster car on a straight line, or way better in the corners, because otherwise you have to rely on a mistake from the driver ahead. Now down the hanger straight, does Skeppy have anything to say about Jug's P2? I just don't think he does, because that Lexus is naturally faster in a straight line than the Merc. Skeppy's going to need a serious lunge. We have a yellow flag on the racetrack. Not sure who that is for. Should we go check up? Is it? No, it's who? Is it Valkyrie? Yes, it is Valkyrie. At the end of Sector 2, heading into Sector 3. So a spin for them. It's back to the battle for second place as we're approaching that halfway mark, by the way, so we might see a good amount of pit stops soon. Neymar dropping off of Carnival. Carnival dropping off the top 2/3. Yeah, not sure, that server latency has not been great, but I'm probably going to put that down to our attendance recently. We've had a lot of cars show up, and last week we had the full grid. This week we have 15 plus a safety car plus the heavy rain. So I can imagine it's not coping well with all those factors thrown into it. But, yeah, it would be nicer if it was below 200 ping. Oh, that's a risky move from Skeppy. Thinks better of it, but he's going to get a good run down the hanger straight. Does he have anything through Stowe for Jug? Trying to get in slipstream, but getting hampered by the spray. As you can see, Jug weaving and weaving around. Here comes Skep. He's looking for a move to the inside. Not going to be able to do it, but makes Jug run a little bit deep and still pretty even on the exit. Hard braking down into the chicane, and now can Skeppy set up the exit? He's been looking for a way past Jug for many laps now. Oh, pops that inside curb, keeps the car in a straight line. That was almost a disaster. And he'll have to regroup and try again. Echo into the pit lane for his mandatory stop of the night. Ooh, Skeppy really late on the brakes, and that's way too hot. He's missed the corner completely, and it's going to release Jug to a bit of clean air. Skeppy with a rare mistake. Once again, pushing so hard this season and not getting the results out of it. So he'll actually dive into the lane just before the halfway mark of this race, and we'll look for a undercut. Close a little further back between Deer and Gucci Lucci. Thank you for the great camera angle. Game Stopper in the lane as well. So a lot coming in to get their stops out of the way. Lucci into the lane as well. So a lot of these guys splitting that race in half, as we thought they might. I think Neymar is probably going to stay out as long as possible. I believe Feta and Gucci into the lane. So it's Neymar, Deer, John, and Jug all out front. No stops made. They're the only 4 left. So we'll see when they decide to come in, whether it'll be right now or if they'll be going a bit longer into this one. We have a yellow flag. That's a car off at turn 1. I believe that is Phantom again. Yes, it is. So Phantom off again. Really not the race he would have wanted to return to. Skeppy getting by a lap car of Game Stopper. On the F1 main straight, but here it's kind of the back straight. So we'll see where he cycles out, because now John has come in to the pit lane and will make his mandatory stop. Jug, Neymar, Deer yet to pit. Do any of them pit this time? By Jug will have stayed out, obviously. Does Neymar dive in? Yes, he does. So Neymar into the lane with 27 minutes to go. Make sure he gets that slowed down in time. And now let's see, does Deer Hunter decide to come in? Yes, he does. So now it's just the race leader of Jug, who has not made that mandatory pit stop yet. So, I believe, yeah, John has come out miles ahead of Skeppy. That's quite a gap between the two, so maybe that overcut really is the way to go. And that maybe has an impact with Jug making no pit stop yet, and the only one out of that top 3 to do so. Sure. So now Jug has come into the lane and will make his mandatory stop. That'll be the final mandatory stop of the night, and that means we have not had a safety car for the entire cycle of 35 minutes of racing, which is incredible to me. Where does he come out in regards to John, who's now rounding the final corner? I think John might jump him still. Yeah, he easily jumps Jug, but now where does he come out in regards to Skeppy? They're going to be close together on the racetrack, that's for sure. Does Skeppy get the undercut on Jug? Out of the pit lane comes Jug. Oh, side-by-side contact between the two. A little bit of lag between that as well. And it looks like side-by-side into Magnus Beckett's. Who gets the position? Who yields? A bit of contact again, and more contact between the two. Jug's around. Skeppy's got damage for sure. And that might trigger a bit of a safety car if we haven't seen one today. Another car around the hangar straight. I believe that is Echo around. Yes, it is. Drama coming out of the pit lane between Jug and Skep. I don't know if that was a bit of server latency lag or if that was just what was going to happen. Another car has spun around. That will be Game Stopper's number 7. He reverses across the racetrack, making sure there's no cars around. Another car off. It's Gall kicking off. What's happened? Phantom off in the gravel, into the grass now. Gets his car going again. It's all kicked off. 23 minutes to go. Do we see a move from Taylor in the lane? I don't know. But wow, it's been a crazy couple seconds, really. Game Stopper has got passed by Calzoner. Yeah, big title contenders colliding there, and that might, if we don't get that safety car to come out, that might have handed John the win tonight, but we will see. No safety car required, says our race directors. So we continue on, and that might be it for the race win, unless we have a mistake from John, which is entirely possible. You can see Game Stopper's got some damage on that car. There goes Phantom off the track into the gravel again. We've had so many cars do some half spins, some full spins tonight. It's been a crazy one. And now it looks like we've kind of got spread out again. There's no way that Skeppy does not have any damage on that race car. He's going to have something. It's just how much, and will it affect the drivability of that race car enough to where he feels the need to make another stop. We're spread out now, and yeah, I don't really have too much to talk about, as these guys have made my job that much harder. After that drama between Skep and Jug, I don't know, we'll see if anything comes from it in stewarding after the fact, but we'll see. We'll definitely see. Yeah, it just kicked off in those 2 minutes, like, of just chaos. And now I'm not sure if we'll get anything else. Maybe Jug gets back to Skeppy. Skeppy is closing in on John, but I don't think he's got enough time to make it work, unfortunately, unless John does have a mistake. But yeah, 13 seconds in about 20 minutes. Is it possible? Well, we're gonna find out, that's for sure. I don't know. Yeah, I agree. He's got to have some kind of damage on that race car, but it's definitely not enough to pit. He's definitely fine. He's pulling away from Jug right now. Jug might have got the worst end of that because he got T-boned a little bit. And that Merc is a rear engine car, so it wouldn't have done anything to the engine or radiator per se. So he should be alright to continue on, and we're going to monitor that gap. 12.4 now. Maybe it is possible. Yellow flag on the racetrack. Who is that off? Is it Hulk? Yes, it is again. He's not had a great race. How many left to go? We have 18 minutes, 33 seconds to go. You can see it in the top right-hand corner. It'll probably be about 8 laps or so. I don't know if Skep's going to be able to get to him. It's one thing to get to him, it's another thing to pass, as Stolowski has done to Gucci as he goes again deep into that chicane. Yeah, it'll be 8 to 9 laps, I think, from here. Because it's about a 2-minute 17, 2-minute 18 lap time. Solowski will get up into 7th, trying to recover something from his awful weekend. He's not had a great time around here. It's close here. I'm not sure what is for position. None of it is, I believe, unless Phantom. No, it's not Phantom. It would be not Hulk Smash. Who's the other one? 20. Why can't I read that number? 37, Calzoner, who is a lap down, 2 laps down. Oh, a car off ahead of them, though, and that looks to be Hulk Smash once again. No. Why can't I read numbers right now? Oh my goodness. Is it Alphanesis? Yes, it is. Alphanesis who joined in. He's about 18 laps down. Just driving around making some laps, trying to see if we can get a few points out of this one. But 12.3 is now your gap. I don't know. It's gonna be a tall order for Skeppy to get to him. The good thing is there's no lap traffic between the two. The bad news is there's no lap traffic ahead of John to get held up by. So it's going to have to come from raw pace, and they're in equal cars, so it's going to come down to driver's skill at the end of the day. John's trying to hold on for his first win of the season after 2 second places in a row. Jug is trying to claw his way back to try and salvage a second place after some contact. Stop and go for Echo a little further back. That's unfortunate for him. But he should stay ahead of Calzoner and hold 12th place, so it should be alright. Yeah, we're just going to keep an eye on these guys. I know it's a big gap. I know Gucci is close to Stolowski, but I think Stolowski should pull away from Gucci Lucci. Let's see, what is the gap now? 11.7 is stayed even through Sector 1. Yeah, I agree. If this became cross-platform, I think it would be the greatest thing ever because we have an ACC PC division as well. So it would be awesome if we get like 2 tiers running and we could have the best of the best in one, and we could have the guys trying to learn the game in another. I think that would be awesome. And if they can somehow get console up to 60/120 FPS, depending on if it's a Series X or PS5, I think they should definitely try and get it cross-platform. It would be awesome. .2 now, so Skeppy another half a second taken out of that advantage. 14 minutes to go. A yellow flag behind him. It's a, I believe, lap car, question mark? Yeah, lap car. So not much to worry about there. We might go no safety cars through the monsoon conditions of Silverstone. 10.9 now is the gap. Does he have enough time? I'm starting to think he might. It could come down to a final lap send, but it's definitely doable if he makes no mistakes in these next 13 minutes. Again, that's very difficult to do, but can he pull it off? Looking for his first win of the season. John also looking for his first. Oh, that's... You know, maybe I shouldn't speak sometimes. Now it just becomes that much harder. Appreciate all you guys sticking around through this boring second half of this race, kind of after pit stops, and we had that chaotic couple minutes. It's really settled down, but we're going to keep an eye on this gap for the lead. It's going to have to be about a second a lap from Skeppy, faster than his car teammate John. What you miss, not too much in terms of chaos. It was Skeppy on pole over over John over Jug. Neymar started at the back. He's climbed up to 5th, so he's had a solid, clean race up to this point. Phantom's not had a good one. Calzone's not had a good one. Echo had the drive-through. Hulk Smash has not had a great one either. Alphanese has joined in late, so they're all kind of out of the running at the moment, unless we get a safety car where they can get a couple laps back. But other than that, it's been a rough one for Stolowski. Fetta's kind of had an average day, unfortunately. GameStopper as well. Deer Hunter has had a quiet day up in 6th. He's had a good one. Carnival as well, a quiet day up into 4th. So again, looks really good. Jug and Skeppy coming out of the pit lane. Skeppy was trying to undercut Jug, and they made contact. Jug kind of got T-boned by Skep, and now here we are. John's got a huge gap, 11 seconds with 11 minutes to go. It's a tall order if Skep wants to try and take the race to win away in the same machinery, and maybe with a little bit more damage on that race car. So that's where we're at now as we approach the final couple minutes of this one. We'll see. 10.8 it's really going to be difficult from here to be able to get this one. And yeah, John looks really good if he just does not make a mistake. So from the race directors, I can tell you in 5 seconds there will be no more safety car, and that will mean we have hit a wet monsoon race around Silverstone with 0 safety cars, which is an incredible feat. And I applaud a lot of these guys. 9 seconds now. Skeppy is trying his heart out to try and close this gap to John and give us a show. Close between these guys through Maggots and Beckett's. That's Gucci Lucci just ahead of GameStop, or not on the same lap. And who's that behind him? We're on the outside though. Can he make it stick? No. It'll be a bit too wide. 8.8 now. 8 and 50 seconds to go. If he's gonna get there, it's gonna have to be a last minute send. But who wouldn't want to see that? Oh, big snap of oversteer there. Oh, Alphanesis off again. 8.6 now is the gap between the top two. And now the question lies, does John hit that lap traffic? It's an interesting thought because he definitely can catch them. 8 minutes to go. I don't know. He might catch him. It's a big pack too, which does not help his case. $7.9 now. 7.3 back to Jug. So he's definitely closing in. It's just, does he have enough time? So John will hit the line. We'll get gaps again, as you can see. Skeppy's dot crossed the line now. 7.5. He's not gaining enough at the moment. He'll be half a second short. So John doing what he has to do to try and keep this win just out of reach from his Mercedes teammate. Unless we have a colossal collision between a top 3 car and a lap car, or an absolute diabolical spin out, we should see John, Skep, and Jug take out your podium. Carnival and Neymar have done well to put themselves into 4th and 5th. They have not had any spins today, and that's been their advantage over the rest of the field tonight. Deere is 12.5 back from Neymar. It's going to be quite an ask. And now John's extending the gap to Skeppy, 8.0 now. So these guys getting a little further away, and now under 6 minutes to go. I just don't know if Skeppy has enough time. I think it might come down to whether John gets held up by some lap cars just ahead. You can see it on the mini-map. You can see John's red dot. And you can see there's quite a gap of big group of cars ahead. But I don't know if he's going to even get to them. So I don't know what's going to transpire. 7.9 now. Skeppy is really not gaining at all. We'll hop on board and you can see the live timing to John. You can see the spray not too bad because he's got clean track ahead of him. Sometimes clean track is the worst thing to have as a race car driver because you don't have any references to follow off of 7.7 now. 7.6 back to 7.7. You can see it in the bottom left-hand side of your screen. You can see that gap between the two. Seven. 7.4, 7.3 now as Skeppy hits turn 1. Gonna need the few laps of his life here if he wants a shot at this race win. That wasn't too great. Fortunately for Skeppy through the second portion of there. Yeah, it's an absolutely different form of racing than what you would be used to in Formula 1. And yeah, as you say, NASCAR is completely different as well. I know a lot of people criticize different forms of racing, like, oh, this racing stinks, it's so boring, it's 24 hours and there's like 3 overtakes. Or they go to NASCAR and they're like, why do they have a playoff system? Why are these cars so boxy? Why do they only do left turns? And sometimes in F1, some people will ask, why don't they pass? Why is there so much dirty air? And, you know, what's happening? Why can't they do anything? It's all forms of racing, and you have to get used to every single different style. And you just have to love it for what it is. If you don't like it, it's okay. It's not your cup of tea. It's just not what you like. Yeah, it's you watch what you like. You don't criticize others on what they like. So, me personally, I love pretty much everything that has to do with 4 wheels. Racing is racing. Yeah, that's my opinion on it. And you can, I'll watch anything with you if you turn it on. So, but some people like what they like. So. Respect that as well. .7 is the gap, and oh, there goes Game Stopper off of the front of Skeppy. Yeah, unless John makes a catastrophic mistake, I think he's gonna have this one in the bag with 2 minutes to go. He'll come around and take the white flag lap, I believe. We get a bit of the hands from John, see how smooth he's got to be. See his hands working. You gotta be super smooth though. That's the tricky part about the wet conditions. Super smooth on the throttle, brakes, and that steering wheel. Doing all 3 is so difficult for some race car drivers, and John is gonna come out of it tonight. Looks like a big points haul for him. Does he overtake Jug in the standings? I don't think so. But he gets way closer than what he was beforehand, with a first and Jug getting a likely P3 tonight. So John will round this final corner and take the white flag lap. It'll be 1 to go once he crosses the start-finish line. But yeah, I think we've had a solid race tonight. It wasn't the most action-packed for what I thought it was going to be in the wet, but I'm proud of a lot of these guys to get it done and keep their cool. Only a couple spins tonight. We didn't see too much controversy. Can't rule out that Skep and Jug. And we'll get, hopefully, to talk to them in interviews about what happened there coming out of the pit lane so he gets some insight. But right now it's all about John coming through Maggots and Beckett's for the final time tonight. Making sure he keeps close eye on that race car, make sure he's got it all under control. Doesn't have to push too hard. It's still a 6.5 second gap back to Skeppy, so should be okay. Chicane, and yeah, now catching this group of lap traffic. You can see Skeppy starting to close in a little bit now. As John's starting to pick up a little bit of dirty air off the cars in front, and he's also kind of cruising, making sure he gets to staying home to the checkered flag. So yeah, if that group was just a couple seconds slower, maybe it's a different story in this race and we have a bit of a battle for the win at the end. But overall, can't complain about this one. It was quite a good one to watch. Oh, that's a car off. Making sure John stays as far away as possible from that. Now down the Wellington straight for one final time. Yeah, he's fended off his teammate. He's fended off Jug in the Lexus, and he's kept it out of trouble all day. The only one to really do so. Rounding the final corner now, making sure he doesn't get caught up in that collision. Yes, he has. He's been spun out. He's been spun out by a lap car. There's Skeppy. Contact between the two. Skeppy's going to get through, though. Can Skeppy get to the race win in time? Yes, he will. Skeppy might come around the final corner and take a shocking win. No, he's going to hold. He's going to back off. He knows that is not the right way to take a race win. And John is going to win. What a dramatic finish to that one. Skeppy's going to take home a second place. What just happened? What just happened? I'm speechless. That's race over. John wins. Skeppy is going to come home P2. Jug will take home third. Cold Carnival across the line to take fourth. Neymar will come across to take fifth. Deer Hunter sixth. Stolowski P7. Gucci Lucci would take home 8th, Feta 9th, Phantom rounds out your top 10. I think it's time for some driver interviews. That is some amazing sportsmanship from Skeppy. I know not many would have backed off and given that race win up, because that means a lot of points. So I'm going to invite your top 3 to the party. We're going to see if we can get some interviews going. Jug has already hopped in, and we'll just see if we can get John and Skeppy. Alright, we've got everybody here. Make sure you guys include your audio and tick the box if you have not done so. Jug, if you don't mind, I'll start with you. It's another podium, so you continue a podium streak this season. It's probably not the final result you would have wanted. Talk us through that around that halfway mark. What happened coming out of the pit lane with Skep?
I mean, to be honest, I don't really have much to say on that. I don't really know exactly what happened. I think it was just a racing incident going into Maggots. You know, it's really tough in the rain. I had cold tires. It was tight. I think the only unfortunate part was that it put him 4 seconds ahead immediately, and after that incident, I had roughly 20-some seconds of damage, and since that gave up the lead, there was really no catching up from there. But I mean, congrats to John. It was a good race. Both of them had really good pace. It was clear from quality that they had the upper hand. So, looking forward to Spa. It's gonna be a good track. It's gonna be a good race.
Yeah, we've had many good races at Spa in the past, so hopefully it goes well for you there. I believe you'll still hold on to the points lead.
I think it's even now. I think it's a 4 point gap from first to third, so it is definitely unfortunate to lose that whole lead in one race, especially considering how it happened. But like I said, I think Spa's a good one for me, so we'll see how that turns out.
Yeah. Skeppy, it's a P2. I had hope for a minute that you might have been able to get to John and give us a final lap showdown. It happened anyway, not how we all expected it to. Can you talk us through? I mean, you had the incident with Jug as well. He said it was a racing incident. Can I get your take on that? Can I also get those final few minutes as well? Because I'm sure the Twitch chat is eager to hear.
So both incidents with Jug, because there was two of them. One was lag related, going into like the final F1 chicane. So that one was just like a offline, like hit the curb on the brakes, rear got loose, and then like lag kind of connected us, like desynced basically. And then the one coming out of the pits was honestly just racing. We both, like, I didn't think he was that close to me coming out of the pits, and then we touched and it's like, oh crap, okay. And then when we were both going into maggots, we race each other all the time, so we kind of give each other this like natural respect. So I backed off way more than I should have, and he did the same thing. The two lines like converge into one, so he wasn't quite clear, and then he got a tap and he spun, and then I tried to avoid, but the car rolled back and we just hit again. So that was basically what happened there. It was like, I wanted to wait and slow down. I gave him back the position after the first one, and then the second one I was like, okay, I don't know really what to do, and I didn't know if he had fully spun or not, so I just kind of made the decision to keep going. And the final laps, I was so sweaty. Like, I pushed so hard to catch John, and then he had his bullshit shenanigans in the final corner. And as much as I wanted to win because I had the pace, I wasn't going to win a race like that. So I gave him the spot back because he did drive almost a perfect race. So it wasn't even like a team orders thing. It was just like Canadian hospitality, I guess would be the word.
I mean, it was nice to see, and a lot of the guys respected that decision to back off. But John, a bit of a scare at the end, to say the least.
Yeah, just a bit.
Talk us through the race. I know you were holding off the two behind you in the first stint, and then after that, kind of got your gap. So, and yeah, just. What happened final corner? Did you see it coming, or did you get any indication?
Yeah, I could kind of see it coming. I was trying to tell myself, like, right, don't get in these two messes. Well, I avoided one spin, like, right before the last sector. And then I was like, right, for the love of God, please, none of you spin. And I don't know what happened between Phantom and Gucci Lucci. And of course, I was like, right, I'm going to go inside. And I think Phantom, like, he did tell me he was holding the brakes, but I think the car just rolled enough to where it just hit the rear of my car, and then it's like, it just sent me around, and then trying to get back going, then Skeppy hits me, and then obviously that whole shenanigans and all that stuff. But then obviously I appreciate Skeppy for letting me back through. Obviously, again, that wasn't team orders. That was literally just horrible bad luck for me and just all the shenanigans there. But I'm still trying to figure out, like I'm going to be completely honest with you here. That second stint I had in that race, like, after I pitted, that is probably the worst stint I've ever had in my life. I could not drive consistent to save my life. Just couldn't. I mean, I had one good lap that stint, and that was about it.
You turned it up in that last couple minutes, and Skeppy stopped catching you. The gap kind of evened out at 7 seconds. I'm not sure if you used up his stuff or you found another gear, but yeah, it was fun to watch. And yeah, you're gonna be now tied for the points lead if Jug's math is correct, I think Jug will still technically have the lead because he has the 2 wins, but going into Spa, what are your expectations around there with your Merc and the track?
Unfortunately, I went to Spa once, and that was in the Porsche, and that never went well. I missed the McLaren last year, so I never got to experience that. But I don't know, Spa, it's kind of an unknown for me. It's like I'll have some pace, but then I just won't have it at all. So, and it also being a 2-hour race, so a lot can happen. So I don't know. I mean, I think if I can just try to get a top 3, maybe if I do enough practice, then I'll be like, okay, I can fight for the win probably. But I don't know. I think we'll just have to see in about a week's time.
We will see in about a week's time. Make sure you guys tune in for that next week. And as well, our F1 tiers and F2 and realistic tiers have started up, and they're heading into their second rounds this upcoming week as well. So make sure you guys follow and make sure you guys keep up to date with that. So with that, I think that'll do it. Spa next week. These guys are excited, and I'm excited. So we've got a championship fight on our hands early on, and yeah, hopefully it goes down to the wire like last season. Thank you guys for watching. That'll do it from me. Have a good night.